Hi there, you're watching the weekly edition of Your Trade. This is Priyanka Uppal along with me, Shriyansi. Shriyansi is certainly a week to remember. Not just record high on Indian markets, even US markets.
Well, that sums it up, yes.
Now, Nifty, Bank Nifty, and in fact mid-cap, all three indices, they made all-time high during this week only. In fact, this was a fourth consecutive expiry, a positive expiry in September. Besides its seasonality factor, which is not that very strong, what we have seen in the past years which have gone by, September has been relatively a weaker expiry, but this time this expiry surprised us. Nifty gained nearly more than 3.5% during September week. This week was an exceptional week where Nifty gained nearly 1.5%. Broader markets were subdued little. Looks like that large caps were in full charge. They were riding the tide high this time. A lot of economic indicators, different indicators like precious metal, gold was inching higher, they made a record high. Silver was more than 1%, 10% high this week. Crude, which is of course a positive trigger for Indian markets, for Indian economy, that was down by 7%, though it comes with a caveat of is there a slowdown, fear or and other things. But then other economic indicator, bond yield, that touched a 52-week low. That was nearly 3.6% this week only. GIFT Nifty set an all-time high record. We saw an all-time high open interest of 3,99,188 contracts. So in terms of setting up new records, this week was exceptional week. Now, coming on to what all we saw during this week, of course, let's not forget that FIs, the gush of liquidity which is coming in from FIs, DIs were already cushioning us. Now, FIs month till date have poured in more than 26,000 crore. DIs have also pushed in nearly 18,000 crore so far in September month. A fantastic month which is going far. And not just for Indian markets, you talk about global indices, Dow, S&P, DAX 40, they all hit record high in the month of September, and especially this week was exception. Now breaking it down for our viewers, sector specific moves, auto sector was leading from the front. In fact, this week the top sectoral moves came in from spaces like auto, metal, energy. Bajaj Auto, M&M, both gained more than 15% during this week. Metal index was up and the stocks were buzzing majorly after the China's policy measures to boost their stimulus, boost their economy. The kind of measures they provided, that took Indian metals shine brighter and still they are up. Market, though there was a news in terms of power stocks, yes, power stocks were charged, power ancillary stocks were performing. National Electricity Plan, which is expected soon, this is what drove these sector and these stocks. But there was a news setback for IEX, especially because of the market coupling buzz, which dragged IEX nearly 15% in 2 days. But a lot of stock-specific news also, which was in action. BEL was in action. Trent was especially in action because of the Nifty rebalancing. And of course, a good inflow which is expected in Trent. And brokerage note, of course, which drove this the high sentiment. But a lot of action from primary market also, Shriyansi, this whole week. Big IPOs. Hyundai got...
No, this was just like a very spectacular week, like you rightly said. And you know, when you take a look at what else happened this week, there was just so much that was happening, right? A very busy week for us. When you take a look at what really happened in terms of earnings, then of course you do have Accenture that raised their financial year 25 revenue forecast as well. When you take a look at the read-through coming in, of course that's a positive read-through. When you take a look at the consulting business, we did see a bounce back coming in there to growth after 5 to 6 quarters, headcount addition, highest in 10 quarters as well. So good set coming in for Accenture there. When you take a look at what else was in a sweet spot, you did have sugar making it to that list because the government is considering increasing ethanol prices, raising the minimum selling price of sugar as well, and reviewing sugar exports for the 2024 to 25 season. And that is the word coming in from Food Minister Prahlad Joshi, if reports are to be believed, and that is the one that we were keeping a very close eye on. The minister also said that a committee of secretaries is deliberating on a proposal to increase the minimum selling price of sugar. And that is also something that kept a host of stocks abuzz. So I'm talking about EID Paddy, the likes of Balrampur Chini as well. Those were the stocks that were buzzing away in trade, sweet gains coming in for all of those counters. Like you can see on your screens, EID Paddy up about 1% for the week. But when you take a look at what happened today, you do have a different picture coming in for both of these counters, EID Paddy as well as Balrampur Chini. Now, let's move on and take a look at what else was really happening this week. Slew of stimulus measures from China. China's bumper stimulus was something that was in the spotlight for sure. You did have the country cutting 1 year policy rate coming in, first infusion into banks since 2008, and that was something that we were keeping a very close eye on. They're also going to be lowering the 7-day reverse repo ratio to 1.5% from 1.7%, and that is something that we kept a very close eye on as well. But it was really, like Priyanka pointed out, primary market action was something that kept us all very busy, because you do have the set of mega IPOs that we were looking at very closely. Hyundai and Swiggy are the ones that I'm talking about right now. When you take a look at Hyundai Motor, Secured Markets Regulator SEBI's approval for its around $3 billion IPO after the company filed draft papers in June this year. And of course, you did have that mega IPO, and after that you do have Swiggy as well, that also filed for that 10,000 crore IPO, also is eyeing a Diwali listing. So Swiggy's recipe for success is going to be in focus for sure. Delivery platform is also set to go public after filing the DRHP with the markets regulator, and Diwali listing might be in the cart for the company as well. So let's see how that really pans out. But let's really take the conversation forward with Rajesh Palvia, Head Technical and Derivative Research at Axis Securities, as well as Vineet Bulinchkar, Head of Research at Ventura Securities as well. Rajesh, I'm going to come to you first. What are you making of the week that we've had? This entire week, we've really just been seeing a record run continue for both the Nifty as well as the Sensex.
So we have seen very strong run up for the September series, and the way market has moved up in last couple of week, that clearly shows that the sectorial rotation which we have witnessed in last couple of week, that clearly gives us confidence that this rally can extend further, as the underperforming sectors have now started showing buying interest, and short covering is visible in the derivative data also. So we believe that this momentum can extend further. Looking at the rollover data also, Nifty has shown almost 78% kind of rollover compared to the it's higher than the compared to the last 3 month, 6 month average. Even the Nifty has added almost 30 lakh shares for this fresh series. So both indices have witnessed a long built-up setup, a series on series, and looking at the data, we believe that this momentum can extend further. For Nifty, we are projecting a target towards 26,500 to 600 going forward in the continuation of this up move. On the downside, the major support is placed at around 25,900, 800 zone. So for this new series, we believe that 25,800 to 26,500, 600 would be the range, and buy on dip should be your strategy. For trading point of view, 26,050 should be your stop loss to go long in any kind of dip if you get in the market, and possible target towards 26,350 to 400 one can keep as a target for trading point of view. For Bank Nifty also, till Bank Nifty is holding above 53,500, I think one should use any minor dip should be as a buying opportunity. On the high side, once Bank Nifty manages to cross above 54,200, 300, I think this rally can extend to 54,800 to 55,000 level also. So both indices are looking bullish. Buy on dip should be your strategy.
So buy on dips should be the strategy. That's what the word coming in from Rajesh. Now to help us keep this upbeat momentum more high, we have to talk us on the fundamentals is Vineet Bulinchkar also. Rajesh, stay with us. I have also more questions from you on technical front. But Vineet, quickly wanted to understand, now because the Fed rate cut, that was a dominant factor because of which we've seen the rally, not just Indian markets, but even the global markets also. But then rate cut also impacts many asset class, and that's what we're seeing. Equities, it's very apparently visible. Now, with earnings coming in, of course, commodity softening, that is also good for Indian equities. FI scouting for emerging markets during high return rate cuts. You think that we are going to be in upbeat mode, and understanding October seasonality also, it's generally on a high note only.
Yeah, so that is where the two IPOs are scheduled, the big bang IPOs. And we also have our credit policy 6th to 8th October. So I think markets will remain buoyant. Although if you see the broad market has been kind of narrowing, we've seen the bulk of the activity being relegated to the large caps, banking and IT stocks. And I expect this trend to continue to play out, with metals also contributing to this rally.
That day coming in, we come back to you and take a little bit more in terms of your view coming in on what really happened this week. But we'll take a quick breather on the show. When we come back, we'll take all of the conversation forward with our experts.
Welcome back. You're watching the weekly edition of Your Trades on ET Now, and we have Rajesh Pal here to help us on technical levels, and on to give a fundamental view. We have Vineet Bolenchkar on the show with us. Rajesh, coming to you, all the factors put together, of course, this looks like a festive, cheerful month coming ahead. If you talk about the October seasonality at play, of course, 8 out of the 10 times Nifty has been closed with gains. Bank Nifty closed 9 out of 10 times. Gush of liquidity coming in from FIs. DIs were already present. Now the Nifty September rollover is also not that bad, nearly 80%. What could be the broad range on Nifty as well as Bank Nifty that you can suggest our viewers?
So Priyanka, this is the fourth consecutive series where we are seeing Nifty has registered a positive close, and looking at the overall structure, we believe that India's bullishness is likely to be there, as most of the sectors have shown good rollover activity, and underperforming sectors like IT, FMCG, and metal. All these sectors have also started participating. Even we have seen good traction in energy basket as well as in oil marketing companies also. So I think this momentum can extend. For Nifty, we are projecting range of 25,800 to 26,600 for next couple of week. And we believe that bias would be remain on the bullish side only. And for Bank Nifty, the range which we are playing for the October series is 53,300 on the downside, and on the high side 55,000 is the projected target for the Bank Nifty on the high side. So I think broadly market looks like on a bullish side only. So our strategy, as we mentioned, buy on dips should be your strategy. And the sector where we feel that some more momentum can extend, automobile, pharma, these two sectors are clearly looking bullish. And one can look at the capital goods sector also. That sector is also looking bullish, and we believe that short covering action may trigger in these stocks from the capital goods. And here also we could see good momentum in the October series.
Really good momentum is something that Rajesh just highlighted. But Vineet, I'm going to come to you then, because the metal space was the one that was really shining bright. So do you see it retaining this particular sparkle that we've seen in the week gone by? Do you see it just keeping its sheen then?
So I think metals over the longer term will continue to move up. But there could be a slight bit of profit taking in the coming week, since we've seen some 7-8 days of very heady movement in the markets. So next week could possibly span out to be a little bit of a consolidation. And from there, but I expect the steel stocks to do rather well. Tata Steel and SAIL and JSWN are expected to do very well.
So these are some of the metal stocks that you think that they would do well going forward. Coming back to Rajesh. Rajesh, tell us now, because relatively, with the kind of gains which has come in from auto or energy or even from metal space, they have charged up because of some reasons. Now, but the banks have relatively underperformed. They've not performed much. And in fact, surprisingly, this week, if you talk about large caps have performed better over mid cap and small cap. Now, is there a case to look at bank stocks like HDFC Bank, because they are FI favorite counters now? Brokerage notes are coming on at HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. What do you think of banking stocks moving ahead coming week or from here on?
We have seen very concentrated rally in banking stocks. Some of the private bank have done well in this last couple of weeks. So from private banking space, I think ICICI Bank is looking more promising compared to all other banks. And the way ICICI Bank have registered a new all-time high in this series, we believe this stock should be used. Any minor dip should be used as a buying opportunity in ICICI Bank. Though HDFC Bank has also recovered from its recent low, and now its stock is holding above 1740 level. So for near-term to short-term perspective, I think if it continues to trade above 1740 level, I think yes, here also we could see some buying traction and possible upward momentum can extend to 1800 to 1820 kind of level. That's the next supply zone for the HDFC Bank also. So 1740 is our immediate stop loss to buy and accumulate HDFC Bank also. But from private sector bank, I think ICICI Bank would be our first choice to buy. Because in banking, what has happened? PSU banks have not much participated in this up move. SBI, Canara Bank, all these banks are still consolidating. But from PSU Bank, one outperforming stock that we like is Bank of Baroda. Here also we can see some traction. So some of the stocks are looking promising on the technical front, and these stocks can be looked at from the banking pack.
So bullish on Bank of Baroda as well as ICICI Bank, and that's the view coming in from Rajesh. But Vineet, I'm going to come back to you because it was the auto space that was in top gear. It was also the power stocks that stayed really charged and were really powering through. So what do you make of this, firstly? And secondly, what do you sort of pencil in next when it comes to the next week then?
So, Maruti has guided for setting up 25,000 charging points before their car is launched. So, it's a very good strategy that they've adopted. And I think Maruti is one stock which will be powering, in FY24 as well as FY25. So I believe that would be my focus trade. Apart from that, if we look at power stocks, we like, Adani Green, given the fact that, IPOs of NTPC Green are also scheduled to hit the markets. So while there has been a slight profit taking, I think that the markets next week should move ahead with Adani Green.
Right, that's a view coming in from Vineet. But Rajesh, tell us your specific recommendation here. Now that we know that earnings season also kicking off, US have started. Accenture gave its numbers. IT is in full focus now. What are the two trades that you would want to recommend here, our viewers?
So first one is Coal India. Stock has taken the support around 480 zone, and in this recovery now again stock moving back above 20-day, 50-day moving average. Looking at the reversal from the lower level, we believe that Coal India may extend its gain. I think possible target towards 535 we can see. Stop loss should be placed at around 506. And the second stock is from the capital goods space, that is Siemens. Stock has moved up in last couple of week above 7300 level. So I think if it's sustained above 7300 level, I think there should be furthermore follow-up buying action in this stock. The way stock managed to give breakout of last 3-week consolidation, we believe that Siemens may extend its gain. Possible target towards 75.50 we can see. One can buy with stop loss of 7200, and third one is GAIL, Gas Authority. That stock has also moved up quite well in last couple of days, and now stock is negotiating with its previous swing high. So I think the way stock has moved up, we believe that here we can see furthermore continuity of uptrend. 248 is the next target. Keep your stop loss around 230 to buy GAIL also.
One or two, but 3 picks coming in from Rajesh. But with that, we're completely out of time on this edition of Your Trades. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. But with this, it's a goodbye from me.
I think Rajesh was very kind enough today because that it's a special week. So he said not just 2, in fact, we'll give you rather 3 trades.
Well, absolutely, yes. But with that, out of time.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.